Let me see. When I broke my leg when I was a sophomore in high school. I don't think I ever told anybody about that. There's a hairline fracture on my right leg. We were doing, it was during gym class, and we were outside and jumping the long jump, and when I jumped it, I landed really hard on my right leg, and I got a hairline fracture from it. That was the first time I ever broke a bone.
Wow.
I know that's still from when I was a kid. I'm trying to think of things that I've never told anybody. I got in a fight with Tony. I don't know if I told anybody that or not.
I've heard you get into fights with Tony's where he pushed you down or something.
Yeah, he pushed me down, and then I pushed him down. I pushed him down when I was sitting down, and surprised the hell out of him. The next morning, he called me the next morning. He said, "Good and you?" I said, "Good and you?" We were fine. I miss him.
I don't get it.
It's just our way of saying we weren't mad at each other. This shit happened. We weren't mad at each other. I miss him. He was an asshole, but he was a good guy at the same time. What else can I tell you about me? I used to. I don't know if I know I used to tell people that I used to go karaoke in a place where we used to go to with my ducks and Jay. And we'd also go in Dexter. And you probably heard it all about all that stuff on the internet. I probably told somebody that. It's hard to think of things that I haven't told them already. Help me out here.
How do I help you out? I don't know your memories of your life.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that.
What can I help you with?
I don't know. Me and Roy and Paul used to drink together all the time. That was before I ever went to Washington State. Then Paul went out to Washington State and to be with his family and get back with his ex-wife. And he invited me out there, and I went out there. I was out there for 2.5 years, and most of the time when I was out there, I went to karaoke. And, well, before I got my first apartment out there, I was living with Paul's wife and kids and his mother-in-law and stepfather-in-law, and they were trying to tell me places to go and that I could go and do stuff. And there was one that was a dance place, learned country line dancing. And so I went there to try to learn country line dancing. I didn't do a very good job. I was self something. What the hell's the word I'm looking for? I was self-aware, self-conscious when I was learning country line dance.
Okay, I was like, you're the furthest thing from self-aware.
Yeah, I didn't do very well.
Yeah.
I was very self-conscious.
The other day you said you rethought some things and don't want to talk until my movie's over. What did you rethink?
Because you were doing things that was making me uncomfortable.
Like what?
Like some of the questions that you would ask me, and you wouldn't answer my questions. You'd ask me questions, but you wouldn't answer any of mine. And it made me uncomfortable.
Okay, so why are we talking right now?
But then you started slamming me too and all that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Couldn't understand why you're slamming me so much.
Okay, well, my movie's not over.
I know. I'm being patient. I want to wait for you.
Did you turn your TV back up?
No, no, I'm in the bedroom now.
God, how many TVs do you have on at once? Just turn them all off.
I turned the one off in the living room. I'm in the bedroom now.
Well, then turn that one off. It's very rude to have the TV on.
I'm sorry, I forgot it was even on.
Okay, but so last night you said call me. What was so important? You said like we needed to talk.
Well, because the live stream that you saw, I was wondering if you were fucking with me about it.
If you think I'm fucking with you, remember what you're supposed to do.
I know, Casey. See, I don't think you're fucking with me, but there's times when you do things that give me flashbacks of shit that they've done.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't talk until you work through those problems for yourself.
No, I'm working through them.
Well, it doesn't sound like you are.
Well, I am. It's just, I wish you wouldn't do some of the things, or I wish you wouldn't question why I have these flashbacks of the crap that they've done. I wish you'd understand it.
Well, I'm not going to change the way I am or the things I do because you don't like them.
You can be more understanding of why I react the way I do sometimes. That would help. Then I can explain it to you better.
But you never explain it better. You just avoid answering questions by saying, oh, my catfish used to say that to me. Let's not talk until you come up here.
I know, I ran away. I'm sorry.
Well, don't apologize. I don't care.
Oh, do you really not care?
Why would I care? If you don't want to talk to me, I have no problem with that. Because you have your own issues to deal with your catfish PTSD. And I have no time for that. I'm gonna do and say the things I want to do. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and if you don't like something that I do or say, you have every right to not like it, and then go find someone who does things that you like and things that they say. I'm not going to change how I am or the way I act or how I ask questions or how I say things because it makes you uncomfortable. If they make you uncomfortable, you have every right to go away and find someone who doesn't do those things if you don't like it.
This Google number makes me uncomfortable.
Right. So what you can do about that is either deal with the fact that that's how I'm going to talk to you, or you can go meet a woman who is comfortable right away and wants to give you her number. That's your options, but you can't get mad at me for choosing what I want to do because you have every control of the situation. You can leave if you don't like something.
Yeah, but if I leave, you run right to Alex.
That's none of your business what I do because you're gone. If we stop talking, you think I'm just going to sit here like pining over you? I'm going to go date people. I'm going to go do everything that I was doing prior to us talking. Like, you shouldn't care. You shouldn't be concerned with anything I'm doing if you decided to move on.
I shouldn't, but I do care.
Well, then that's something you have to deal with. That's not my problem. If you're like, you're like, oh, I don't want to talk to you anymore, then I'll be like, okay, and then you can't get mad if I go on dates with another guy. That's not right. You can't do that.
The last time wasn't right.
What last time?
The last time, that fucking bullshit with quote-unquote Jamie. I'm gonna... You watch me. I'm gonna make sure Will pays for the shit that he's done.
Okay, so you just entirely changed the subject. I don't know what you're talking about now.
Well, because
we were talking about dating.
Because the bullshit with Jamie is what made me leave. And then with me leaving, That's when you turned to Alex.
I didn't turn to Alex because you left. Started going on a date with a guy who had an interest in me, and he treats me nice. So I said, sure, I'll go on a date with you. We ended up making out. That's it. I mean, what did you expect me to do? Just wait for you? I'm going to keep living my life. It's not fucked up at all.
I wanted you to do what you did, and just wanted you to do it sooner. And I wanted the truth about shit that happened.
Okay, well, I didn't.
I want you.
It's just this last week, for example, you said, you know, we're not going to talk to each other until you can come up here. When that happens, I'm not going to put my life on a hold until I can go up and see you. I'm going to do things I want to do. I'm going to act the same way I always did. And then when I'm done with the movie, if I just happen to be single, I would, perhaps reach out to you if I felt like it. But I'm not, like, when you say stuff like that, I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, and then just, like, put everything on hold until you're ready to talk to me or until I'm able to go up there. I'm gonna treat it like we're not talking anymore. I'm gonna do whatever I want.
I want you to understand there's a lot of confusion that goes on with me because we haven't met yet and because of all the catfish and bullshit that I've gone through.
Right, and that's for you to deal with.
I know, and it's not easy to deal with it.
No, I'm sure it's not, but you can't blame me because you can't deal with your own problems. I'm not dealing with any of that stuff.
I know, I deal with it. It's difficult to deal with because I want to.
Yeah, so when you're going through your little issues and you decide you don't want to talk to me, then fine. I'll go meet another guy. I'll do it. Well, what? That's what happens.
Fine, I'll go meet another guy.
If we're not talking, why wouldn't I?
So instead of waiting for me, waiting for you to be done with the movie, and waiting for me to come and see me after you're done with the movie, you just go out and meet another guy.
Right, because we're not talking anymore. I'm not waiting for anything. You can take me for how I am in the situation for what it is. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. There's plenty of people out there to date and get to know. And it's up to you. You can meet someone in Maine if you wanted. You can't meet me or be mad at our circumstances. You decided to pursue a woman who lives in California who's in the middle of a job. So you can't just be like, well, I like you, so you have to drop everything and do what I want. That's not how it works. It's just not. And I'm not gonna beg you to talk to me or come chasing after you if you say you don't want to talk anymore because I'm uncomfortable with the stuff you say and you ask me questions that remind me of the past when I was being catfished and I don't like it. I would say, okay, well, that's too bad. Have a good life, and I hope you find what you're looking for. Because I'm not going to play some chasing game. I don't do that.
I found what I'm looking for. It's just a matter of getting her here.
And like I said, I can't just up and leave to come see you at any time I want.
I know. I do know that. I just get frustrated.
Well, what's extremely frustrating is when you tell me to call you and then the next day you say, we shouldn't talk, the movie's over. And then you text me anyways. You just play game after game after game. All you do is play games.
Okay, then
and I'm not playing games. One of these days you're going to do it, and I'm going to be in the wrong mood, and I'm just going to block you.
Okay, then we got to start talking more.
We were talking fine before.
Well, we're actually being more open now. Well, when I have a problem with something, with some way that you talk to me or something like that, talk to me about it instead of saying too bad.
Well, no, I'm not gonna be your therapist. I'm not interested in doing something like that or like dating a fixer-upper.
This is not being a therapist. It's therapy for me and you both, so that
I don't need therapy though. I'm not gonna baby you.
I didn't say anything about babying, Casey. And don't ever say anything about coddling, because the way that you coddled, quote unquote, Jamie was extreme.
Well, I'm not gonna coddle you.
So I'm not a supermodel. I'm not Jamie. But it doesn't mean that you can treat me like I'm something that you dug out of the water, or out of the mud or something.
Do you like just make up the sentence as you go along, or do you have the thought first before you talk?
I make it up as I go along.
Yeah, I can tell. That makes no goddamn sense.
It doesn't mean that I want you to treat me like I'm second best.
Second best for what?
A supermodel. Because I noticed I noticed your reaction when I sent that picture of Jamie to you. I noticed your reaction right off the bat. That all of a sudden that you weren't against having a throuple.
And?
I noticed your reaction right off the bat with her.
Yeah, and what? What about it?
It was crazy. She didn't react that way to me. But she reacted that way to Jamie.
Look at you and look at her.
Huh?
Look at you and look at her.
Yeah. So what about it?
Well, there's your answer.
Because she's a beautiful woman. I'm not a woman, for one thing.
Well, no, she's just a beautiful person, and she was smart and nice and intelligent.
Okay. How beautiful did she turn out?
Like looks-wise?
Like as a person-wise?
Well, she's not real, so I don't...
Okay, so right down to it is beauty's only skin deep. If you don't find a person that's beautiful on the inside...
Okay,
that person
but we're talking about first impressions.
Huh?
You said we're talking about first impressions. You said when you first showed me the picture of her, I did something, I guess.
Yeah, the way you reacted to her.
Yeah.
She was a beautiful woman, of a person that I thought was real for 2 fucking years. But your reaction was the same as mine. She was beautiful. She was.
Yeah. What's the point here?
The point is you were reacting to what her looks were, and you were treating her according to what her looks were.
Well, no, you have to remember she was also very nice to me all the time.
Yeah, but she wasn't real.
Yeah, but she treated me nice, and we would play games, and we would spend time together, so what's the problem?
So she was a good actress?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you see the difference?
The difference in what?
The difference is she was acting, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's being real.
Okay.
Just because she was beautiful didn't make her a beautiful person.
No, you're right about that.
Do you see my point?
Okay. I don't see what the point was.
The point is she wasn't worth having an interest in.
Yeah.
I regret that we had a throuple.
Right, me too.
I guess I made my point.
Well, you still haven't made the point. I don't know what the point was.
point is, that you showed more interest in somebody that was beautiful just because of their looks than you did to me.
Well, no.
You did.
Did you not? Did we not just talk about this? How she was very nice to me. We got along great. We never argued. You and I argued all the time.
Well, don't you find something real about that?
Real about fighting?
About arguing. We're having a better communication than what you and her had, because...
No, her and I's communication was way better than what your and I's communication was.
You and I could have a very good communication. The only reason that you had such a good communication with her is because she would agree with everything that you said.
Well, and we would talk to each other all the time, and we would learn about each other, and we were great at communicating to each other. We would talk all the time, and she was always very nice, and yeah, she, you know, we were interested in the same stuff, and it was easy talking to her.
But what was the reason behind being so easy to talk to her?
Because our personalities aligned with each other.
Because she was,
right?
Was fake. Because she was fake.
Well, yeah, she was fake.
So probably everything that she said to you was probably a lie.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
It wasn't even a she. It was a fucking he.
Yeah, yeah, none of it's real.
Okay, so everything that me and you say to each other is real.
Okay, but you gotta understand, I didn't know that at the time.
Well, I know.
At the time, I didn't know she wasn't real.
Neither one of us did. But when she started acting to you the way that she did, I knew something was off, and that's why I started backing up then.
You didn't back up then, though.
I did. I played like I
didn't notice it. I probably didn't notice it. I was too wrapped up in her. I didn't really notice what you were doing.
I know.
Her and I were so wrapped up in each other that you kind of became an afterthought.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You and I lost each other because of somebody that was fake.
Yeah.
And that sucks.